Welcome back to part 2 of Law by Fire.
So, how's your love life, Jack?
There's a lot of case still left. That our suspect is a man.
Dimitri.
I was married.
If you haven't seen part 1, make sure you get caught up, because nothing you see here is going to make any sense without seeing part 1 first. From 2005, Law by Fire, part 2. The following day. Yep, that song was from Die Another Day. Dimitri, who's described like the man from Curious George in that long green coat, meets up with Otto Palmer.
Told on me, Otto.
What? No, I didn't.
Uh-oh.
Yes, you did, Otto.
Ultimately, the alcoholic detective Jack McGovney gets an innocent man killed and really did nothing to stop it from happening.
I missed him!
Nope, that's not what happened, Jack.
There's two. Dimitri! I thought I had him! I saw the deal go down, but he shot him!
Another note, no one's filling out paperwork.
Couldn't get my gun out fast enough.
Wait! We have a letter with Dimitri's handwriting on it, with the address listed on it.
How do we know that? We didn't know this man existed until yesterday.
You can still go find him.
Later on, Jack breaks into what we can only assume is Dimitri's house. At least Jack had the courtesy to remove his shoes before entering. He eventually finds his way to a bedroom and begins poking around on a computer. Realizing he's no longer alone, Jack attempts to flee but sees he's trapped upstairs. He quickly hides behind the bed.
Get on the ground, police!
I really wish I could show you this whole sequence, with the original music, James Hetfield's cover of Waylon Jennings. Don't you think this outlaw bit is done got out of hand? But I can't, so I removed it, and I added a new score so we can actually enjoy this, because I think this original sequence still holds up. The chase eventually leads Jack outside, where he realizes he's lost the man in the long green coat. We catch up with another unnamed man out for a jog, who, if you've learned anything so far, is probably next up to die. Called it.
What's that?
It's an address. We found it at the lease scene.
After reviewing the credits again, Lewis Lee is the name of the man who was just shot.
It's tomorrow's date, isn't it?
Yeah,
Well, what gave you that idea?
that's when we think that the next murder's gonna take place.
It seems like everyone is just grasping at straws now.
I can catch this son.
I don't know, Jack. I think you gotta turn this case over. The following day, Jack is hiding, attempting to catch his suspect. Who remembers Power Man 5000? Let me know down below in the comments if you do. The two fight for an uncomfortable amount of time until Jack finally gets the upper hand and takes his suspect into custody.
Are you Dimitri?
How are we just asking this now?
How'd you know?
How did you know? Writing's kinda on the wall, isn't it?
You're under arrest for murder. About time.
In the wood-paneled interrogation room, Jack and Ken attempt to get any answers they can out of Dimitri.
Why'd you do it? I wasn't paid to talk.
Who's dead set on not giving anything away.
You know that we, know how to make people talk.
This scene
Somebody want to talk, or I can apply more pressure?
Goes on
So, you.
for so long.
Where'd you get that hat? Dollar store?
Literally 3.5 minutes.
You talk, we can let you out of here, and you get to keep that money.
It says I'm keeping it. It says my family doesn't need it.
Your family. And who told you to kill them?
Some cop down in some...
Screw you! Why'd some cop tell you to do this?
Jack, maybe take note of that.
Oh, go tell Sid that, pick up some lunch. I'll be done here in a bit.
What does one choose to eat after a rough interrogation?
Tell you what it is.
Come on.
Jesus Christ!
Why did you do that? He was about to confess, Ken! You really think he would have told the truth? He was already lying about somebody. He would have told the truth.
How are they going to spin this one in a report?
Hey, what was going on there? Ken shot the guy. I know I heard a gunshot.
And yet again, not a single person in his department was alarmed enough to do anything.
Well, I was gonna go out and get lunch. Want me to get something? Whatever you think I'd like is fine. You like turkey, right? Yeah.
Sid heads off to grab Jack one of the absolute worst choices for a sandwich. The sheer amount of explosives being used for these murders is really hard to comprehend.
Holy shit.
How has this case not been transferred to the FBI by now? Back at his house, Jack continues to go over the minuscule amounts of evidence that have been collected so far. How is this the first time we're seeing this piece of paper? This is literally a hit list.
That wasn't meant for Sid. That was meant for me.
And now he just found another piece of paper on the floor of his room? In case you can't read it, this paper literally says Mr. X with an address. How long has this been overlooked by this alcoholic detective? Jack arrives at Mr. X's address and breaks in through an unlocked window. He inspects the house until he reaches the front door and notices a person through the peephole. Jack runs back to a bedroom to hide for an ambush. Albeit not in the best spot. Any last guesses on who Mr. X is? Go ahead, drop them down below. I'll wait.
Believe it!
Whoa, mind blown. It was Ken. Jack takes off in pursuit of Ken.
No way in hell you're getting in now.
That's a sliding glass door. He can still get in.
The window.
But because no one's made the best choices so far, Jack opts to get back in through the window that he knows is open. Jack and Ken begin fighting through the house, aiming to get the upper hand over the other. And yes, that was Seether. Remedy by Seether. Great song.
You're under arrest!
At some point, I'm thinking Jack should have probably called backup.
Never.
Eventually, the fight continues with more Seether.
Stop or I'll blow your brains out, Ken!
Not entirely sure how,
Come here.
but Jack corners Ken in the backyard, holding him at gunpoint.
My whole life has been a lie, Jack. Your job was just to cover up for your sick life.
As with any good crime drama, we're gonna need some exposition from the antagonist.
You're a murderer and that's all you are.
I'm not a murderer. I never killed anybody.
The Al Capone defense. See how this plays out.
You're bull me now, Ken.
I didn't do it. Dimitri did. I told him who to kill. He's just a common contract killer.
Really giving up the game here, Ken. Should've just said,
I plead the fifth.
Why did you choose them? Me.
Because of you, Jack.
whoa, where are we going with this?
Working under you took my dignity.
This is the reason your pride was hurt?
That's right, Jack. Every case we were on, you solved it. And I got no damn credit for it. Nothing.
I should note that this scene was not this silent. Just had to remove the music.
It was my plan to have someone murdered and for me to solve it.
Holy shit, that's really going from 0 to 60, isn't it?
But when you started to figure them out, I had to throw in more murders. And that's when you almost found out about Dimitri.
Also, how didn't he solve them?
I set a bomb after I left the interrogation room. I was sure you'd go home crying like a over the woman who deserved to leave you. With you dead, I could solve the case myself.
I can't think of any situation where this is actually going to work out in Ken's favor.
I lost everything, Ken. And you know what? You're in the process now of losing everything and finding out what it feels like.
Okay, Jack, let's wrap this up.
You don't have any balls to arrest me. Your only friend about to get put behind bars. You can't do it, Jack.
You're right. I couldn't stand to see you in jail. Because you don't deserve to be in jail. You deserve to be dead, Ken.
Get this man some water, because he just got burnt. After another sucker punch, Ken tries getting away, but is winged by Jack. Add another thing to the final report that's going to be a little problematic. Execution. In the end, Jack stands reflecting on the past. And hopefully reflecting on all the terrible choices he's made up to this point. Thank you for joining me tonight. Please give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed the film. And remember to subscribe so you don't miss the next installment of Colin Harris Presents. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful night.